Well, welcome to the Business Show with Jermaine. Thanks a lot for watching. Today on this show, we have a very, very great man that's coming to us on the show. His name is Mr. David Smith. He's very inspiring, and he also has a heart for African business. He's the founder of BABA, which means the British African Business Association, which is aimed at generating opportunities for people just like you and those you know who are in the African community who actually want to succeed in life. You know, on the Business Show, we're all about generating opportunities for you so that you can succeed. Visit our website, www.thebusinessshow.com, for more interviews with such great men as Mr. David Smith. Mr. David, how are you doing?
I'm very well, good today.
Oh, great. It's a pleasure's all mine. I really thank you for granting us this privilege and opportunity. You know what Baba means in Africa?
I do. It means father.
It means father. So your father David and I'm really thanking you. Like your father figure to us all. Thanks a lot for coming on board.
Well, Africa is also like a father for me because I was taken there when I was just 2 years old.
Wow.
And I lived there for 5 years.
5 years.
So the very early life was infused with African themes. So there you go.
That's amazing. So those are your formative years. You spend them in Africa. So you have Africanness running through you.
I think I was bitten by enough mosquitoes to have plenty of African blood.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. Well, because it really shows, because your heart and your personality and the way you care for people in the African community and the amazing work you're doing with Nigerians, Kenyans, South Africans all around the globe and also in the UK is commendable. I really want to celebrate you. So tell us more about you, the man David Smith.
Okay. As I mentioned, I started traveling quite young, and by the time I was 20, I'd been to Nigeria, Ghana, Mexico, the Philippines, and Uruguay in South America.
Wow.
And what that gave me was an understanding of how many people live in different places and in different cultures.
Yes.
And I was really excited when, in 2007, the opportunity to start working with Africa came about again.
Wow.
My boss said to me one day, "David, go out and meet some Ugandans." And, you can wander the streets of London and you can look at people as you pass and you think, is he Ugandan? Is she Ugandan? How do you meet Ugandans? And that was the genesis of British African, because eventually I did meet some Ugandans.
Wow,
and through the discussions that we had, the idea came forward that there was no chamber of commerce for Africans in the UK.
Wow.
You can join the local chamber of commerce in the place where you live, but you will not get an interface with Africa. And so British African was born with that idea in mind. How do we bring business leaders together? How do we get them to communicate with each other, to share ideas and opportunities and information so that they can all better build businesses in Africa?
That's amazing. It's very amazing, and you're all about promoting community cohesion because you're actually filling a gap and there's an immense need for this kind of platform whereby Africans are able to come together, consolidate ideas, consolidate their businesses and actually succeed. So I really thank you for going out there and having an eye for Africa and actually seizing the opportunity that exists to make the African community stronger and endowed with more business opportunities. So tell us more about BABA, Bizness, British African Business Association.
Well, very simply, it's a membership organization, and with so many not-for-profits in this world trying to do something to help Africa, we took an early decision that unless we were for-profit and unless we made it out of what we are doing, we will not be doing a good job for the people that we work for. As a result, we run on memberships. Memberships and fees that we earn from helping people to achieve what they want to do. And I think it's very important when you're thinking about running a business for yourself that you not only have a business plan, that you not only have advisors and partners who can help you with what you want to achieve, but the very essence of what you're doing is about making money. There are 4.5 million to 5 million Africans in the UK. There are probably 1.5 million to 2 million families. Of those families, everybody would like to do something in Africa, but there are probably 300 to 500,000 people who are business leaders.
Yes.
And I think I have to be very careful here, because whenever I talk to an African family, there is a man who wants to run a business, there is a woman who wants to make a difference. And maybe there are 3 million, not 300,000 business leaders in the diaspora. And when you look at those sorts of volumes, people in the UK are uniquely placed to be able to stimulate and catalyze a real change in Africa, because they are close together, because they are close to technology that is here, because they're close to funding that is here, because they're close to ideas that are here. So I don't think we should underestimate at all the role that the diaspora in the UK could play in stimulating massive change in Africa.
Definitely. I believe the diaspora is a solution, because every great civilization has always had diasporan input for growth and transformation. You know, look all the way back to Israel and Egypt, and even the Chinese of our day and age right now. They say they developed through the ABC philosophy, American-born Chinese. So the diaspora has a great role. I like what you said about in every African family there's a man who wants to make start a business, and a woman who wants to make a difference. And I think from what you said about the barber, it's like a combination. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make business, but also make a difference, because that's where synergy, harmony comes, and that's where success is.
Yeah, I was reading an article the other day that was telling me that there are more billionaires in Nigeria than there are anywhere else. We have a statement that we respond to very well in British African, which is that we want to create widely held wealth. And
held wealth.
Yes, so that means wealth held by a large number of people. So I don't necessarily want to create billionaires, but I don't mind if I do. I don't necessarily want to create millionaires, but I don't mind if I do. I definitely want to create thousandaires and 10,000aires. So people who are going from subsistence levels to comfortable is where the greatest requirement for work is from for Africa at the moment. It's very easy to find someone who can grow, spot an opportunity and grow from a very, very small business into a very large business quite easily. I mean, I think Mr. Dangote spotted that one in cement a little while ago.
Yes,
and he's done quite well.
Quite extremely, wonderfully, beautifully well.
And I was talking to a gentleman the other day who says, I own a plot of land that is ideal for making cement.
Wow. Wow.
He's in Somalia. Somalia, wow.
So those are the sorts of things that are exciting to me. And we have 3 strategies.
Okay, number 1. Good.
The 3 strategies are the Entrepreneurs Packs.
Entrepreneurs Pack. Good.
I'll tell you about those. The Business Pipeline.
Great.
And the British African Market Opportunities.
Great.
So depending on what level you want to engage with business in Africa, depending on what level you want to take your dream forward, we can either introduce you to someone who can give you a business model and sell you a piece of equipment that enables you to start a business that your community needs tomorrow. And I was talking with a Tanzanian gentleman who bought one of our Entrepreneurs Packs from a company in Birmingham. He bought a brick making machine. He now employs more than 10 people, and he is making houses in Tanzania.
Wow.
There is a shortfall of houses. There is a need of 3.5 million houses in Tanzania. Currently, they are making about 2,500 houses a year.
Wow.
So the the difference between what is required and what is being done at the moment is his opportunity. If he's employing 10 people, then he's probably feeding 60.
Wow, that's great. I like
And if he's making a profit employing 10 people and feeding 60,
yeah,
and there is a requirement for 250,000 houses, there's many more businesses that could be set up in Tanzania doing that sort of thing before anyone begins to feel the pinch of competition.
absolutely.
And these are the sorts of things that are really very important.
Because I like what you said about the difference between that success is different between the opportunities that are there and him able to respond to it. And I believe that's a timely word for many Africans out there who are watching the show right now and thinking, you know what, there are a lot of opportunities. We say Africa is full of opportunities, but the question now is that what are you going to do about these opportunities out there? And Mr. David Smith has a great opportunity.
And I think one has to be very serious about this, about whether it's something that you're doing for yourself or whether it's something that you're going to do in partnership with 2 or 3 friends or however. There's a piece of equipment that came to us about 4 or 5 months ago through a company in Tunbridge Wells. It's called Hydro Voyager. Hydro Voyager purifies water. You can take water from the sea. You can take water from a lake, water from a river, from a pond. In fact, any sort of water, and it doesn't matter how much mud it has in it, doesn't matter how much disease it has in it, it purifies everything.
That's amazing.
And more importantly, it's capable of producing 600 liters of water in an hour.
Wow.
In a day, it produces enough water for 2,500 people.
Wow.
Now, you think, okay, I could give water to 2,500 people, but that's not a very business-minded thing to do. If you go to many parts of Africa, you're paying 50p, 70p for a litre of water, $1, maybe half a dollar in some places where water is plentiful, but mostly it's not that plentiful. So either people don't buy it and they drink what's available, or they buy it and it's an opportunity to provide competition and make money. P for a litre of water, $1, maybe half a dollar in some places where water is plentiful, but mostly it's not that plentiful. So either people don't buy it and they drink what's available, or they buy it and it's an opportunity to provide competition and make money.
Absolutely. And you mentioned water. Like in Nigeria, I know that is what they call like the water in sachets. They call them pure water packs. And there have been millionaires made from just selling water in those packs. They buy land, they build houses, they actually build proper structures and hygienically catered for to actually run their business. So it's a great opportunity. Even selling water in Africa, it's a great opportunity. I agree.
So this business would require an investment of about 30,000, so substantially more than the brick making machine.
Yeah.
But it would make you £100,000 in a year.
Imagine.
So the opportunities sitting on the doorstep of the people here in the UK. I mean, Tunbridge Wells is just an hour from London. 80% of Africans in the UK live in London. It is right there on your doorstep. And how many villages are there without a decent water supply? These are all things that we are very keen to engage with. Let me I've talked about Tanzania, I've talked about Somalia. Let me talk about Nigeria. Currently we're working with a new member. He's just joined us from our Birmingham group.
Okay, great.
And he has 500 hectares of land in Yobe State.
Yobe State, yeah.
In Nigeria. And he wants to create a factory where he can make female hygiene products from locally grown cotton that he wants to grow. So he has the land, he doesn't have the investment. He knows the market is there. The current supply comes from South Africa. Why is Nigeria importing from South Africa what it can make itself? So, if you have amongst your listeners